Hello all guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Welcome to the newest episode of the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast, brought to you on YouTube, on Spotify, on Google, and Apple Podcasts. I'm Austin. I'm a knockout, watched a lot of wrestling.
I'm David. I'm a noob, haven't watched nearly as much wrestling, and I still I still can't believe we fucking watched Vince McMahon do the Triple H spot out of a baptismal font. I keep talking about it, and I'm sorry for the repetition, but this is the image that will not escape my head, is Vince McMahon giving into every single intrusive thought I've ever had in a church by going, hey Shane, who am I?
Like,
honestly, as much as Vince McMahon is a bastard man, I can't help but be inspired by how much that man just shamelessly lets the intrusive thoughts win.
the Vince McMahon character is truly a delight to watch.
Yes, and nothing else. Don't think about it. If you think about it, it starts getting very, very bad. Just look with your eyes, turn off your brain.
Yeah, Vince truly let himself go wild in his pursuit to finally be the wrestler his dad never let him be. And
we love daddy issues.
Oh, so much daddy issues. Never told me he loved me until he was on his deathbed. Daddy issues.
No, but it's totally cool. It's totally cool. He still loved me though.
Mm-hmm.
Who plays worse defense for their fucked up father figure, Vince McMahon or Kevin Von Erich?
Kevin Von Erich.
Probably, yeah. I don't think Vince Sr. ever pulled a gun on Vince Jr.
Vince Jr. doesn't forgive any of his father. He doesn't forgive his father of any sins.
Doesn't he?
If anything,
I feel like he's still very oh, my dad still loved me though, and we still had a great time.
I mean, that's a little bit of copium for sure, but yeah. I mean, I think that's very different. I think wanting to believe that your dad cared for you, even though he never verbalized it, is so much different than Kevin Von Erich's unwillingness to engage with the idea that his dad was abusive and a piece of shit.
It's good old-fashioned parenting, guys. It's fine. Oh, Either way, from Fritz Von Erich to Vince McMahon Sr. to the Lord Almighty, oppressive, abusive fathers abound. And apparently I can make that joke and get a laugh from the WWE crowd just as long as I don't say that I have a better work ethic than God.
Yeah, all right, let's go over. We last week we watched the April 10th episode of Raw. This week we're going to watch April 17th. So, we only have to go over what happened last time. This
Road to Backlash, the worst.
We're on the road to Backlash. Yeah, the absolute lamest pay-per-view in WWE's entire catalog.
I know. And they still do it, is the best / worst part. They still are no, we're totally fucking, we're gonna make Backlash work. We swear to God.
Nothing undermines WrestleMania as a season finale more than having Backlash retread multiple storylines from WrestleMania.
Oh my God. I know. And this fucking road to Backlash we're getting on this show, it's made amusing by the absolute insanity of Vince versus God. But we can see in the main event
we are just doing stuff. We're just rehashing everything from WrestleMania.
And we've seen how tedious the main event picture looks right now. We're just running back the same shit, but with an Edge inserted for reasons. And honestly, Triple H having no goddamn reason to be there. Edge has more of a reason, but we're keeping Triple H there because fuck you. Because Backlash.
Yeah, so speaking of, we opened the last episode of the last episode of Raw where Ed, Cena, and Triple H had a boring 20-minute promo at each other. Which the funniest part about it was how it was basically the same promo as last week.
As the week
before that. Yeah. You know, and it ended in the same way of a handicap match between the three participants. Just a different configuration. Where this time it's Edge facing Cena and Triple H in a handicap match.
And now, evidently, this one was set up by Vince personally, but considering the fact that he was fucking off to a church to, like, blaspheme for a hot minute, like, the show itself is tacitly admitting that this shit is just completely, like, phoned in.
I do have questions about why Vince didn't show up to work. Like, he went to church, but it's implied, I think, that he went in the daytime.
Yeah, what we saw.
Why did he not show up to work? Yeah, why did he not show up to work?
That's actually a really good question. I didn't consider that. Like, sure, he didn't do like the ahead of time booking work because of the fact that he was at church. But if you think about it,
but he's not on the show.
Yeah, and also if you think about it, like both in and out of kayfabe. I guess in kayfabe. In kayfabe, shit doesn't get booked until like the night of, while the show is happening in media res most of the time. So it's not like Vince just had no contribution to give by skipping out on crucial booking time ahead of the show. He just books the show during the show most of the fucking time anyway. Why wasn't he there? Was being in a church so traumatizing for him? What is going on?
Whatever. First match, we had Rob Conway versus Rob Van Dam. Battle of the Robs.
Yeah. Battle of the Robs. It's Shelton Benjamin on commentary to call Rob Van Dam a bitch and say that he was actually the goat of Money in the Bank, and so he should.
Yeah, Shelton Benjamin tried to argue that having all the coolest spots in Money in the Bank entitled you to being Mr. Money in the Bank.
And let's not forget the fact that Shelton Benjamin was doing guest commentary for this match, and then proceeded to not directly issue a challenge to RVD, and instead have some random ass interviewer who I've never seen before and who you didn't even seem to recognize interview RVD on the ramp after his match while RVD's music is still playing to tell him that Shelton Benjamin wants to challenge him for the briefcase.
Yeah, and then RVD is like, that's stupid. Why I'm instead going to challenge you for your actual title belt that you're holding.
God forbid that we actually have the two of them confront each other over this. Why would that be compelling? It's not like Shelton Benjamin's right fucking there. Why? Austin, why is 2006?
Yeah,
it's 2006.
So stupid.
Oh my God.
We get an interview with Mickie, with Maria Kanellis. Again, it's so fascinating watching this early days Maria. Like,
I know
she has been like the evil bitch character for so long at this point, across like 5 different companies.
Yeah,
I was thinking like WWE, AEW, TNA, Ring of Honor, New Japan. So, yeah. And but here she is,
like, so innocent.
She's just the happy-go-lucky interviewer that also wrestles, and I'm like, who the fuck are you? Yeah, why are you not managing the kingdom?
Wrestler? Yeah, where's Mike? Where's Matt? What the fuck is going on?
What is happening? Where is Chelsea Green to be your assistant? Where is Allie to treat like shit?
Yes.
What is happening?
Fucking hell. Oh my god. Yeah, so Maria Kanellis is our sweet, wide-eyed, innocent baby face, and she gets utterly fucking murdered by uh or is it Mickie James or Mickie James, right? Am I crazy?
Mickie James, yeah, because Mickie
Yeah,
James
Mickie
is like
James who thinks she's Trish
Mickie
Stratus.
James
I
is
don't know
just
why I was getting them mixed up right now.
Mickie James has gone so deep into this like impersonating Trish thing that she's starting to think she actually is Trish,
I
and
know.
like is from Toronto and has had multiple matches at WrestleMania.
I know we somehow have two different stories running at the same time where a megalomaniac is doing something so unhinged that you would think it was just them trying to fuck with their opponent, but by all accounts they seem to earnestly believe in the like insanely fucked up thing they're doing. Like Vince McMahon solemnly believes that he's messing with God, and Mickie James solemnly believes that she is actually Trish Stratus.
But you could argue that the Mickie thing is more unhinged because there was a point where she was just fucking with Trish. Like there was a point where this was like partly weird adulation, but also knowing it's bothering Trish that she's acting like this. This would be like if eventually Mariah May started thinking she was Toni Storm. And not in the metaphor, and not in the All About Eve way. In the literally, I think I'm.
See, I could unironically see Mariah May going there at some point, though. So like considering she's just taken over Toni Storm's old like, I think the Mariah May thing is a step beyond the Mickie James thing, because she's not like she's actively being encouraged by Toni Storm to be Toni Storm. Like, Toni Storm is helping prop up the delusion, and she's not just copying like Toni Storm's current getup. She is completely subsumed Toni Storm's old gimmick, and is just she's just the artist formerly known as Toni Storm now.
She's revived that goated knockoff Heart song.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, starting with the fucking guitar riff and everything. Everyone wants to be like Brett, you know. Fuck.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, Maria decides to correct Mickie that no, you are not from Toronto, and Mickey's like, "You calling me a liar? You think I don't know where I'm from?
What the fuck did you just say about me, little bitch?"
And so Mickie is like, I'll set up a match with you tonight. And Maria is not emotionally intelligent enough to see that this is a trap.
What's the problem?
Then
she's like, cool.
Yeah. And then May 19th, it's happening again. Kane is getting hearing voices in his head. They talk to him.
They're telling him about this shitty B horror movie that he's going to be starring in.
When they say it's happening again, they're talking about the WWE Films releasing a new movie.
I know. Oh God, the existential horror.
That's why can hear.
Every time they announce a new sequel to The Marine, a small part of me dies.
That's why we can hear him, because they are trying to warn us about what is happening.
Get out! It's just as much of a disaster as last time.
WWE Studios, I kind of miss them a little bit. It's one of those things.
They gave us fucking Oculus somehow.
No, that's not a real WWE Studios production, you know.
Yeah, I still don't fully understand. I've looked this up, and I still don't fully understand like how they were involved in that and why.
I have WWE Studios open right now. Oculus, they were like, I think they were just one of the production company. Yeah, they were just one of like 4 different production companies on that movie. I don't know why. You know, what Why didn't Intrepid Pictures and Blumhouse Productions? Why do they not have that covered? Why was WWE Studios here?
They needed the extra money. I mean, you know how much a mirror costs?
Yeah. But hey, we can say that Karen Gillan, Britton Thwaites, and Katie Sackhoff were in a WWE Pictures movie. And I can't say that's even a lie.
If I had a nickel for fucking actors who have been lead roles in Doctor Who and also in a WWE movie, I would have 1 nickel, which is fucking weird.
I don't know. There are no wrestlers in Oculus.
Yeah, which makes even less sense.
In my mind, it's not a true WWE Studios production if a wrestler isn't in it.
Yeah, like I don't unless John Cena's just there making an invisible cameo, but like fucking I don't get it.
Also, I'm just learning that WWE Studios was not involved with the original The Marine.
They weren't? They took over that franchise?
Now, hold on. Okay, WWE Films. Wait, okay, hold on. Okay. Why is The Marine not in the filmography, though? As listed on the book. Because on the filmography, on the WWE Studios Wikipedia page, it's The Scorpion King, The Rundown, Walking Tall, aka the early Rock movies, See No Evil, 12 Rounds, The Condemned, Behind Enemy Lines, Columbia. Yeah, Mr. Kennedy did a action war movie in 2009. If you ever wanted to see that. 12 Rounds again. Oh, I think they accidentally put 12 Rounds twice. Like they wanted to put the Marine in the first spot and then 12 Rounds in the second spot, and they fucked it up.
Great job. That's phenomenal.
And then the Marine 2.
And the Marine 3 and Marine 4.
So I want to point out though that See No Evil predates the Marine. Like really feel like that's right. The Marine feels like it was the first WWE Studios movie, but it was not.
That's a fucking lie.
It was See No Evil.
See No
was
Evil.
The first like movie that really feels like WWE Studios, aka a straight-to-video movie starring a wrestler.
The debut. The great debut.
It was their first movie without The Rock in it. Was See No Evil starring Kane.
Absolutely incredible. Oh my god. All right, anyway.
Yeah, oh boy. We need a whole arc of watching WWE Studios movies.
Fucking seriously.
Anyway, my point was also that it feels like the age of streaming has killed off WWE Studios because they're the most like straight to video ass production company that's ever existed.
Which you would think you would think they'd be able to just put shit out to Peacock instead.
But but they've not done that. Like their last straight to video movie was the Marine 6, the final Marine movie.
It's the fact that it actually goes up to Marine 6. Like that's not a joke.
They killed off the Miz's character after 4 movies. So we're done. We're done.
Oh, because the first 2 were Cena.
The first one was Cena. The second one was Ted Jr.
Wait, what?
Ted DiBiase Jr. starred in the Marine 2.
Holy shit. Damn, you really were living large as a member of the DiBiase posse back
Hell
in the day.
Yeah!
He got his starring role in the Marine too.
And then the Miz starred in the last 4 Marine movies before they killed off his character. So he's done
But they were
done
all
with
different
that.
characters. Like, they weren't trying to pass John Cena.
No. I mean, no. Yeah, the Miz's character is the same throughout, but other than that,
Well, yeah.
no.
I mean,
Cena,
the three
DiBiase Jr.,
actors.
and Miz played 3 different characters.
Okay, that would have been really funny if they tried to pass Ted DiBiase Jr. off as the same character as John fucking Cena.
But yeah, after the Marine 6, you get 2018's Blood Brother, which I think was an actual cinematic movie. That let's see, it's this. No, what a Rotten Tomatoes score. But R-Truth was in it.
Oh no! No, not my boy.
It was made by Code Black Films, which is a company, a smaller entertainment company focusing on black targeted films for black audiences. And then Fighting with My Family, truly the last dignified movie that WWE Studios made.
Wait. This is so funny. Wait. From Blood Brother's Wikipedia page, this is great. Blood Brother received mostly negative reviews from critics. Critics of the review aggregator site Rotten Tomatoes gave the film 17% based on 6 reviews. On Metacritic, Blood Brother's score is higher by 1%, holding it on 18% based on 4 reviews, indicating overwhelming dislike. Oh yeah, dude, that dislike is real overwhelming in a whopping 4 reviews.
Yeah. Fighting with My Family, Buddy Games, which was, where was that released?
Buddy Games?
Yeah, it starred Sheamus. Well, it had Sheamus in it. My apologies. That was released digitally. The Main Event, which was a Netflix movie.
Oh, I remember about the Main Event.
The Escape the Undertaker, movie that was on Netflix. It was like Choose Your Own Adventure, interactive movie.
Oh, shit.
And then Rumble, the Paramount Plus animated sports comedy movie starring Will Arnett and Geraldine Viswanathan. And yeah, that was in 2021. That's the last movie that WWE Studios has made. Now WWE Studios just does A&E Network documentary series.
They finally figured out their fucking their bread and butter is just making propaganda documentaries.
Biography,
works out a lot better for them financially.
WWE's Most Wanted Treasures, and WWE Rivals.
Yep.
Though they did just put out the Hulu exclusive Love and WWE Bianca and Montez series, which is just a reality TV show about Bianca Belair and Montez Ford being married. But enough about that. I'm just very sad at the loss of WWE direct to DVD movies and direct to DVD B movies in general.
Yeah,
but anyway,
it's a lost medium.
Kane was wandering around backstage, hearing voices in his head. They talk to him. They understand. They talk to him, and they're telling him about May 19th, which was in Cave, which is the release date for See No Evil, but in story is the day that Kane's parents died in a house fire. So,
yes, it's by sheer coincidence.
I looked it up. Monday Night Raw has happened on May 19th since 1997, but before 2006. And they just don't, obviously it is not mentioned at all.
Yeah. The voices in Kane's head were about as verbal as he ever was at any given time. So the previous times must have been when he was using that fucking vocoder or whatever.
May 19th. It's
happening
again.
Yeah. The voice in his head just also have a fucking vocoder going.
That's a fucked up. That's fucked up way to do that. Bro, I wish they should have retconned the Katie Vick car crash is happening on May 19th.
Fucking true. That would be
every
crazy.
Single bad life. I want every single dramatic life event in Kane's backstory happening on May 19th.
I know.
Parents died May 19th. Katie Vick dies May 19th.
That one time Kane had a check bounce May 19th.
Yep. That would be hysterical. Christ. Anyway, this is all building to a tag title rematch between the Spirit Squad and Big Show and Kane. And the match ends when Kane goes crazy and throws a bunch of chairs in the ring to beat the shit out of the Spirit Squad. And he gets DQ'd, but then after the match, he does beat up the Spirit Squad and the referee. And then Big Show comes in and is like, bro, what the fuck is that? And then Kane goozles him. And then he choke slams the Big Show. So, oops.
Whoops-a-doodle. So guess what? That shit's coming for Backlash. Ayo.
Yeah. And then Vince McMahon and Shane are in church. Vince doesn't understand the check-in book, or he makes a quip about how they're cash only. What kind of operation are they running here? And then he does the holy water thing. And then he goes up to the altar and he's like, "Are you there, God? It's me, Vince McMahon."
Hey.
And he compares himself and God and determines that he's better.
Pretty much.
He has Shane. He reads his commandments that are just all the shit that Shawn has done to him.
Yeah.
And then he has Shane start reading a scripture about how Vince is jacked for a man of his age and has huge balls. And Shane's like, "This is weird. I'm not finishing that."
Can we not?
I'm not going to say how hot my dad is. That's weird.
We don't like that.
But Vince is basically like, if anything I'm saying is a lie, then may God strike me down where I stand. And God doesn't do that. And he's like, well, I guess God has abandoned him.
And Shane steps slightly out of the way when Vince calls upon this. Shane is very on board with his dad's evil shenanigans, as long as it doesn't involve him talking about his sperm or the chance that they will get struck by lightning by the Lord Almighty.
Shane does have self-preservation instincts on this. And he's like, well,
both mentally and physically.
Yeah, he's like, listen, he's willing to go along with what his dad does most of the time, but he does recognize Vince's calling is making a threat, and he does not want to get caught in that.
Yeah, no, he's like, I just want to beat up Shawn Michaels. That's too much to ask.
Like,
can we just do that?
I don't want to pick fights with the Lord.
Christ. Anyway,
then Umaga beats the shit out of Colt Cabana.
Woof.
In a squash match.
Indeed.
That's neat.
Boom, 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 boom.
Then Carlito and Chris Masters have a face-off. Both sides are like, you cost me this match, but you cost me this match. And then Carlito calls the Master Lock stupid. And he's like, I bet I can break the Master Lock right now. And so Chris Masters is like, all right, let's give it a go. They set it up, and then Carlito won't stop fucking tossing his apple around. And then Chris grabs the apple in midair to throw it away. And while he's back his turn, Carlito whacks him with a chair.
Yeah. Masters completely falls for Carlito's bullshit, and it's extremely funny.
Like, you'd think it'd be easy to not fall for the bullshit of the guy who goes around spitting apples at everybody, but Chris Masters apparently has failed.
Chris Masters takes himself far too seriously, and so he thinks that everyone else around him must also be taken deadly seriously. Like he cannot read tone. He's not great with understanding the nuance. You know, he's like, oh, Master Lock Challenge, let's fucking go. Tunnel vision. Nothing else matters.
And then Mickie beats Maria while commentary eats Subway, if you want an idea of how important the match was.
I know.
But then after the match, Trish comes out dressed like Mickie and then plants one right on Mickey's lips. And Mickie is deeply offended that Trish Stratus is stealing her identity. What is impersonating me? And what that she has no time for that bullshit.
Yeah. Even which is funny when you think about it through the angle of she's convinced she's Trish Stratus, because if she thinks she's Trish Stratus, why is she offended that Mickie James is here?
Hey, that's what the next step of this feud should be, is Trish Stratus getting so deep in this disguise.
They just change identities.
Yeah, they just change identities, and we end up back where we started.
And it turns out in the year of our Lord 2024, the woman we've known all this time as Trish Stratus is actually Mickie James, and vice versa. They just keep the kayfabe going. I wish they would.
I wish they had spent the rest of their careers swapping back and forth between being Mickie James and Trish Stratus.
You just can't tell. Like one level of the whole, like, you know, wrestlers can play multiple characters thing is you got people like fucking Brooklyn Brawler also being Kimchi, the handler, or you know, Serpentico and his like two different alter egos.
And the faces of Foley.
The faces of Foley. But why has nobody thought of two wrestlers that just swap identities back and forth? Just because. Genius booking there.
The Piggy James storyline would have been even stupider if Trish Stratus was playing Mickie James. We could have made it even dumber. All right, so there was a storyline in like 2009, 2010, where Laycool, that is Michelle McCool and Layla, were bully Mickie James for being fat. And I would like to remind you, and you know what Mickie James looks like.
Yes.
And picture that. And they are bullying Mickie James for being fat. And they call her Piggy James.
Oh, good.
It's exactly as dignified as you think. And again, it would have been even dumber with an even thinner Trish Stratus playing Mickie.
And oh my god. Oh my fucking god. They actually like, oh my god, I hate everything. I hate okay. Stupid.
No, really fucking dumb. But then the main event, Triple H and John Cena beat Edge. There is obviously miscommunications and malfunctions and whatever, but it ends with John Cena hitting the FU on Triple H and making Edge tap out to the STFU.
Yes. Back when these moves actually had their cool names.
Mm-hmm. There'll be the attitude adjustment in the STF soon enough.
Enjoy the non-PG era while it lasts, kids.
Yep. Because WWE is going to get really weird for those first few years of the PG era, where they're going to like think they need to be basically G. Like that's in their minds what TV PG is.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, not only do they get like clean, they get like squeaky clean.
Like there's a whole there's like the first pay-per-view where they're TV PG. Jerry Lawler makes some quip about not knowing if he's allowed to say hell.
Really?
Yeah, like they go so straight-laced. when they
Holy
first
shit.
go PG, and it takes them years to loosen the fuck up, man. And that doesn't help the perception that TV PG killed WWE.
That's actually kind of fucking nuts.
Mhm.
That's kind of crazy, and it's yeah, like I've never thought of it that way before, because like I guess if you think about it, maybe the thought process is like the fact that they have, you know, I guess gratuitous violence on TV is like that already gets them enough PG points, so everything else surrounding it has to be like really tightly laced. But god damn.
Yeah, it's too much for sure.
Yeah.
And like that would be an interesting examination itself, like early PG era versus like end later PG era WWE, just as a comparison of like what of when they stopped being so they cared that much about it. Like they recognized the limits they could push at still being TV PG, which is pretty far. You know, you can.
Yeah,
I've never
because they're still TV PG and they go places.
Yeah,
now.
I've never liked I've never liked when people are like TV. They gotta go TV 14 to be good again, because for two reasons. One, you don't have to be TV PG isn't why they're bad. You can be good under TV PG, but also TV 14 does not inherently mean it'll be good. And I usually at that point point out that TNA has always been TV 14. So and you can see how that works bad TNA. So you know, TV 14 will not fix it. Will not fix what you think is the problem with WWE creative.
Yeah. Either way though, PG era is on its way, but for now we get to have actually kind of cool names for Cena's 5 moves of doom. Hooray, everybody.
And of course, he will always have the 5-knuckle shuffle.
Yeah, he will always
absolutely.
Have the, never change the masturbation move.
A jerk off on your opponent's move.
I love personally when John Cena jerks off on his opponents.
Absolutely. So,
oh my God.
If you'd like to watch along with us, you can do so at Peacock. That is where, as the streaming platformer, WWE has licensed out all of their back catalog, including every episode of Raw. And so, when we return, we will be talking about the April 17th, 2006 episode of Monday Night Raw.
Hell yeah.
And we are back. We have finished the April 17th, 2006 episode of Monday Night Raw. This was an episode where the stuff I expected to enjoy sucked, but the parts I did like were complete surprises to me.
You knew this whole fucking time that we were about the main event.
I didn't know that. I didn't know they were doing that.
Bullshit! How do you not know something like that?
I didn't know they built a whole feud on handicap matches.
Oh,
I only knew about the Vince thing.
Okay. This was an episode. Oh boy, was this an episode. This sure was. This was a fucking doozy. I lost my mind at a few goddamn points.
I managed to come away with this more excited for Backlash, though, so I guess mission accomplished.
Sure.
There was one match they have finally won me over on for what happened on this episode.
There's exactly one match that I'm excited for on Backlash, which I guess is more matches that I expected to be excited about, but god fucking damn it.
Okay. Go get the guns, the drugs from my generation. Get that.
Yeah, okay. I have a question. Why does only your generation get the guns and the drugs? What about all the other generations? Have you thought about that? Why is it only for my generation? Are we assuming the old generation already has the guns and the drugs? Are we taking the guns and the drugs from the old generation? What's happening here?
Yeah, I don't know, but whatever. The important part is that my generation doesn't have the guns or the drugs, and we got to fix that.
Yeah, we need it. We need it. I will say, with how Vince McMahon walks the fuck down the ramp at the opening of this episode, maybe it is better to keep his generation away from the guns and the drugs, actually. Oh boy. Okay, so
all right.
yes,
so I mean, if you've listened to this podcast before, you know that once an episode, like to have a promo that we go over word by word, line by line. And this whole feud, it's been Vince's thing. All right, because he is by far the most fun. He's the most fun character to play in this storyline. Mm-hmm. All that to say, I fucking hated this promo so bad. And yet, I wrote it all down.
At least it wasn't a 20-minute one like we've gotten with the Cena.
Felt like it.
Oh, it felt so. That's the funny thing. It felt so much fucking longer than the Trips Edge Cena promos of the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's Vince just rambles so hard in this promo. But let's go ahead and get to it.
You'll also Austin, you will have to pardon the sheer level of MST3K style commentary I'm going to interject throughout this. So just be ready.
Yeah. The question is, will Mr. McMahon go to hell?
Yes. Next question. Thank you.
Let me repeat that question. Will Mr. McMahon go to hell?
I already said yes.
That was the exact same question my son Shane asked me last week after we left church for the very first time. I mean, we've never been there before.
I choose to believe that Shane asking him that is a shoot. That is not a work. Shane is legitimately, Dad, I think we're going to hell for this one. And Vince is like, no, it's fine. Think of the heat, brother.
I mean, we've never been there before. My son Shane asked me that very question, so I may have offended in some small way my own son. So I asked myself the question, if I offended Shane in some small way, perhaps I offended all of you in a larger way. I can't imagine Vince caring about this. Why would I doesn't feel like the kind of thing he would care about.
Also, it's such a like logical, like, why does Shane being offended in a small way mean that everyone else is going to be offended in a bigger way? What is the... Oh my God! I think he's
arguing that his son is less likely to be offended by him. So it's if I even offended Shane, what does that mean? Well, how's everyone else going to take it?
Okay, sure. Congratulations.
That's how I read it.
Okay, maybe Vince actually is not totally incoherent here. Anyway, continue on, please.
And if that's the case, I'm here tonight to set the record straight. Will Mr. McMahon go to hell? The answer is no. Mr. McMahon will not go to hell, and I'll tell you why. Because quite frankly, I was there earlier this morning. You see, I was picked up in a limousine at the airport this morning, and unfortunately, my driver got lost and wound up in East St. Louis. Boo!
Which I don't think I've ever seen Vince do a cheap heat spot before. I don't think he's ever done "this city sucks" in the past. That was like fucking crazy to see. Is Vince stooping to do "fuck this city" heat?
Folks, that's hell. Everyone's just going boo.
Also, does being in the hell of East St. Louis mean that you can never go back there? Again, the logic. Vince.
Yeah, I don't follow the law. It feels like he just said
thank you. This one is incoherent.
That one feels like he was just there to make the quip about how St. Louis sucks.
Anyway, keep going.
But let me tell you another reason why I'm not going to hell. It's because, don't confuse my lack of knowledge as far as customs of organized religion with blasphemy. Don't confuse that. You see, I believe in all religions. They're all basically
a thing famously believed by not blasphemous people.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I'm here to announce, for the first time, a new religion. My own personal religion. I've been practicing this religion for some 40 years. And the name of it is McMahonism. Oh God. Oh no.
Bro, it doesn't even have a fucking creative name. It's just... Also, for 40 years. So he has been... Because he was not 40 years old in 2006. He was, in fact...
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
61 years old.
Is he counting that for when he started working in the WWF?
I assume so.
Where he's counting that? Because that's the only time in his life where that makes sense.
Yeah, I assume so. Because what? That would have been 1966. How the fuck was he working WWF, and was he working WWF?
He graduated from ECU in 1968, and then he started working in the WWF in 69.
Okay, so he's rounding here. Also,
round on it. You know, it's close. Sure. That's the only thing that makes sense where he takes from that.
I guess.
Unless Vince is such a lunatic, he is pretending that he is 40.
Honestly, that would probably be the most delusional thing he believes in this entire thing, is him believing that he's a spring chicken of 40 years old in 2006.
Yeah. Now, the concept of McMahonism is very simple. And that is, I'm the Lord, the Master, and God of all sports entertainment. And all that participate in any manner, whether or not it's in the ring or you buy a ticket, you will worship me. See, Vince,
pretty sure.
This is where this gets blasphemous, Vince. It's right here.
Yeah, I still feel like the "I believe in all religions" thing is a thing that none of those religions would take terribly well, unless they were like explicitly a non-denominational Christian faction or something. But yeah, Vince, I'm pretty sure this is just called narcissism. I think you're describing a mental illness here, brother. But continue.
So this is where it started, where people started bowing to Vince when he comes out.
Oh God! Oh no! Oh no! They're all McMahonites.
Yeah. So I know that's pretty harsh for the god of McMahonism, but quite frankly, it's a new religion. And you sort of wonder, though, what would have happened? What would have happened if McMahonism would have been around for a long, long time, not just 40 years? What would have happened if McMahonism had been around in the time of Michelangelo when he painted the Sistine Chapel? And here we go, boys. It's time for WWE's favorite kind of humor in the 2000s. Photoshop humor.
Not just Photoshop humor, really shitty Photoshop humor.
Because they Photoshop a picture of the Sistine Chapel.
Okay, so Vince has had himself photoshopped into the creation of man, but in the weirdest fucking way possible. He is not standing in.
He didn't Photoshop himself into Adam's spot, which would make the most sense. Or God's. No, he Photoshops himself in between the two of them,
holding their arms as they're about to touch. What is that? What does that mean?
I don't know. I didn't transcribe. Look
Adam and God to touch tips? Is that what he's implying?
Yeah. Look, I didn't transcribe this part because I didn't want to dignify it by properly transcribing what the fuck Vince does here. I mean, at this point, for this one, he does a bit where he's like, Mr. McMahon is significantly more well-endowed than Adam. Adam may have been given the apple, but I was given the grapefruits.
Picks or it didn't happen. hang dong, Vince. Actually, please don't do that.
Please
actually.
don't.
Please,
but then
please,
he does
please
a
don't,
bit.
please don't.
But then he's like, what if McMahonism had been around at the time of Moses? And he photoshops Moses coming down from Mount Sinai with the 10 Commandments, and Vince is carrying a big copy of his Muscle and Fitness mag cover.
Which I'm pretty sure is the same place he had his commandments listed in the last episode. So continuity,
no, his commandments in the last picture. No, last time it was an 8x10 of Vince.
Oh, well, fuck off.
Like on the back of an 8x10.
Yeah, so Vince proclaims his commandments.
Two of his newer commandments. We add on from last week. Thou shalt screw those before thine screw you. And then one, he's like, I really believe in this one. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife unless she's really hot.
He gets applause for this.
He does, and he's like, hey, two consenting adults. You do what you want. Which yikes! I thought this arc I had escaped from any weird references to the current Vince legal problems, and then he fucking says this shit.
Oh no, this entire promo could be Vince's coked up sex trafficking defense speech. It is monstrous, and it is rife with the narcissism and the sexual proclivities that you would expect him to spout while he tries to rationalize why he did a sex trafficking. Holy shit! And
I also, when I watched this part of the promo, I did think to myself, has Vince quietly separated from Linda by this point? I am curious.
Oh fuck! I feel like that was more
it's been acknowledged. It's been acknowledged even by Vince that eventually him and Linda stayed together for purely political reasons. That's why they didn't get divorced. But Vince said that on Pat McAfee's fucking podcast. He talked about that. But I don't know if we know the timeline of when they were functionally divorced, but stayed together for the political reasons, especially in light of
crazy early, relatively speaking.
It would, but I don't know when he did it. That's just the thought that came into my mind watching him talk about how coveting your neighbor's wife is cool, provided they're hot.
Fuck off.
And then he then cuts to him at the last photoshopping himself at the Last Supper.
With a pose that makes it look like he's photobombing the Last Supper, like he's in between Jesus and Judas.
He's I would have been the life. He's like, I would have been the life of that party. I'm like, okay, Vince.
Oh.
And then he said, tries to go global with it, and his next Photoshop picture is a picture of him and a statue of Buddha.
Yeah. He mentions, what if it was over in Asia? And I go, oh no.
Oh God.
Credit where credit is due. This one is relatively restrained. We didn't have Vince doing squinty eyes or anything. But yes, he photoshopped himself with famous wrestling promoter, the Buddha, one of his earliest business partners. You know how it is.
Yeah, and then he talks about what if McMahonism had led him to be at Shea Stadium, and he photoshops himself with what was it? Was that John Paul II?
JP2. Which holy shit! We continue to see the audience's weird fucking priorities of what they do and don't consider actually offensive. Because him photoshopping himself, this is the worst Photoshop of all of them, by the way. You can tell that Vince is not there. All the rest have not been great, but this one is just egregious. But this is the one that gets booed by the audience, is the implication that he was up there with JP2.
Well, I think at this point the crowd is chanting boring. I don't think they weren't booing, they were chanting boring. And Vince was I assure you, this is not boring.
Fucking based. Crowd's shut the fuck up, we don't
Please
care.
Move the fuck on.
Stop showing us your shitty Photoshop, Vince. This is not.
But then, all right, we cut to the end. After that's done, I did write the rest of this promo. Now that we've moved past this part, McMahonism is the theology of the future, the theology of the masses, and I'll tell you why. Boo me all you want, But there's a point
boo,
to all this.
boo,
There's a point to all this.
Mm-hmm.
The point to all this is that each and every one of you here tonight are in America, as I am as well. We're in America, where we can practice our freedoms. Freedom of speech, which I'm enjoying in this moment. Freedom to worship. I'm not. Please shut the fuck up.
Anyway, freedom of worship.
Freedom to worship any religion you want to worship. It doesn't matter. That's America. That's why tonight.
I feel like Vince is trying to move with this whole American religion angle. He's trying to move in on the Mormons. I don't think they'll take too kindly to that, brother.
Vince McMahon, the all-American prophet.
No. The Mormons are like, actually, we forbid you. Freedom to worship. Okay, we're free to worship at your fucking grave when we kill you for trying to be the new Mormonism.
He found the golden plates underneath the ring in Madison Square Garden.
The peeping stones are actually a pair of glasses with two action figures of The Rock on them. The peeping stones, the peeping rocks. Anyway.
Now, Vince really loved that part. Vince was big into that part of the Book of Mormon where God turns the people black as a punishment.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
God turns white people into Native Americans. Vince goes, hey, I know all about that.
Hey, that's a pretty good idea.
That's a pretty good
I should do that on my show.
And of course, I'm sure he's a big fan of Joseph Smith's romantic endeavors. Anyway,
now, so where was I on this? All right, it's America. That's why tonight, just as I took my company public, I'm offering all of you to join me as I open the doors of my church and publicly invite you all to join me in McMahonism.
I just want to say, invoking the comparison of how he took his company public. Oh yeah, dude, that's some real solid ground to be founding this comparison.
It's like an initial public offering. It's the exact same thing.
Because WWE is not currently publicly traded, right? They cut that shit out after. Oh, I thought they were private again.
No, they've been publicly traded since '99, and that's never changed.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, never mind then. I don't know what company I'm fucking thinking of then.
I'm inviting you to convert. I'm inviting you all to be disciples of McMahonism. Yet I know there's one person here in this arena who will not convert, who is a doubter and will no doubt attempt to remain so. And his name is Shawn Michaels. But at Backlash, I can assure you, when my son Shane and I get done with Shawn Michaels, he will fall on his knees and worship at my feet. And if I'm telling a lie, then strike me down. Come on, strike me down. If I'm telling a lie, take me right now, right here in this ring if I'm telling a lie. Show me a sign. Show me a sign. Shawn Michaels. Christ. God won't show me a sign. I assure you this, the God of McMahonism will show you a sign tonight. The God of McMahonism will guarantee victory against Shawn Michaels at Backlash. Praise be the glory of Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Praise be the glory of the power of Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Praise be the... And at this point, Shawn Michaels runs in and hits the sweet chin music.
Yeah. Vince McMahon, unsurprisingly, gets struck down with a holy super kick.
But yeah, Vince, for the second week in a row, is tempting God to strike him down if
I know. He's almost like... He's like, the reason I didn't have anything to say there is, what the fuck do you say to that? It's just insane. It's just... And it's not even like, it's not even fun insane. It's just Vince McMahon screaming impotently to the heavens for something that we know is coming in some way. Like, we're just waiting for the Shawn Michaels run-in at this point, and the fact that, like, he draws it out so much is kind of fucking annoying.
Yeah, it was too long. That promo was way too fucking long. Like,
I know.
We did this promo because we had to do the McMahonism promo.
We did not need to have the fucking Photoshop PowerPoint. This was awful. This was such a dog
That was so bad. The comedy was so terrible.
Oh my god. It wasn't even funny. Like, last week at least it was kind of fucking funny, but
yeah,
this was just dumb.
Vince in the church was funny.
Yeah.
This was bad and dumb, and I'm ready to watch Backlash. We're not watching another episode of Raw. We're just going to Backlash.
Get us the blazes out of here! Yeah, so Vince McMahon gets struck down with a holy super kick, and then Shawn Michaels proceeds to follow it up with a holy shitty attempt at the worm, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird.
Knocks Vince down, but and then he like planks down on the ground and then kind of tries to worm but doesn't, and it was bad. And he runs out of the ring, and then he stops, runs back to the ring to deliver the crushing blow of a holy suck it gesture, the Holy Trinity. Amen.
We're planting seeds to DX. He's doing suck it again.
We're planting.
And Triple H does it later.
We'll get to unholy trinities and Triple H.
Yeah, but
in the very next scene, in fact,
after the break, Vince is being carried off backstage. He's holding his hand to his neck it was in so much pain. And Triple H comes up to him and is like, "Hey, you all right?" And Vince bitches at him, and he's like, "Last week you called me an old man, huh?" Well,
it's Trips also tells Vince to like lay off the whole God thing,
God stuff, which
the pot tells the kettle to lay off the God complex. Okay.
Yeah. Vince gets mad, and so he books Triple H for John Cena and Edge in a handicap match, the main event for tonight.
I'm not.
I mean,
you're.
I mean, at least it's not a. At least, I mean, I guess at least it's not a fucking another 20-minute opening Raw promo to get to this point.
I was so relieved when we did not open with yet another fucking Cena, Edge, and Triple H promo rehashing the same shit. I was so fucking relieved, and I said, oh, thank God, because I was kidding. I didn't think they would actually do this, and I thought, oh, they didn't open with this. Cool, we're out of the woods. We're going to actually have, like, maybe an interesting main event tonight. No guarantee, but there's more of a chance. No, you fucking son of a bitch. Why? I was kidding. I didn't think. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I hate it here. Literally, I took a picture of that announcement, and I sent it to my brother, and I just go, I fucking hate WWE, dude.
Yeah, that was bad. I was like, for God's sake. And out comes Rob Conway is in the ring. And he's like, I'm sick of being treated like shit around here. And then out comes League of
WWE jobbers, we demand to be taken seriously.
Like, how dare you? And then Kane comes out and chokeslams him and beats him really.
Yeah, Rob Conway gets seriously squashed, baby.
Hey, but then after the match, Kane...
Also, wait. One thing I need to point out during the match, commentary effectively starts playing the penis game, but with May 19th. Like, one of them says May 19th, and then because there's the game where someone says penis, and then someone else says penis louder, and it's like a game of chicken to see who says penis the loudest in like a public area. So this is one of them goes May 19th. The other one is like. They're like, yeah, Kane sure feels weird about the release date of his next movie, May 19th. And I think Lawler says something about May 19th. And I think then Coachman is like, hey, Lawler, I dare you to say that louder. And Lawler goes, no.
Yeah. But Kane wins, and then he starts, like, getting a little twitchy. And he goes over to Lillian Garcia, who's the ring announcer.
Yeah.
And he's like, why did you say that? Why did you say about May 19th? She did not say anything about May 19th. She said
nothing about May 19th, in fact. Again, he's like, going to commentary about this.
Yeah, and she's like, no, I didn't say anything. What do you want? And Kane goozles Lillian Garcia and gets her up for the choke slam.
Holds her there for a second, which I think, I thought.
He's not going to.
Well, okay, but here's the thing. So he holds her up there for a while. He does not go for the immediate choke slam. So I thought, we're gonna get the Big Show run in, and Kane is going to gently send Lillian. What's her last name?
Garcia.
Lillian Garcia down, because why the fuck would we make this untrained ring announcer take a bump? But no,
holy shit!
Holy shit! Kane just fucking.
Her head hits the announce table. She absolutely hits the announce table and on the way down.
And takes like this nasty fucking back bump. Kane just drops her.
I was like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? That was crazy.
But no, we get the run in.
Big Show did not take that well.
Well, funny with Big Show, he is wearing his singlet, and over top his singlet, he's wearing sweatpants. Absolutely dog shit look by the Big Show.
Where was the beanie to complete the whole ensemble?
But anyway, they do the double, choke slammy stuff again.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, I also want to point out that Big Show, like a fucking cartoon character, says, "What's the big deal about May 19th anyway?" And Kane's like, "May 19th is my trigger word." So yeah, double choke slam. Big Show gets it off this time. Waka waka.
Wow. I mean, you can probably guess where this is going, though we will talk about the Backlash card later.
Yep.
But we get a recap from Chavo Guerrero failing to win the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
And we get his sit-down interview with JR.
Woo! Chavo! Except it's JR. Chavo. What the hell?
So yeah, he's like, what the hell, man? It was just one match.
Yeah.
It was just one title match. Why are you quitting? And Chavo's just like, he's unsure. He said it was a hasty decision, but he's kind of unsure about it, But he made a promise to his friends, to his family, to Eddie Guerrero, and he's like, I just can't do it anymore. And
he's like, okay, maybe my decision was a little hasty. And by hasty, I mean utterly fucking based. I'm sticking to it, baby.
Because Jim Ross is like, don't you think that quitting? You really think that quitting is going to honor Eddie's memory?
JR's like, brother, you need money. Please don't just quit this job for losing one fucking match.
And Chavo's like, nah, Eddie would be disgusted by my loss. So he's like, and so he just starts thinking about like maybe being a wrestler isn't for me, maybe I should go be a real estate broker. Get my real estate license.
The classic fallback of any wrestler.
And Jim Ross tries his best to convince Chavo that this is extremely stupid. And Chavo is just like, thanks for the advice, but I think my career is at an end. And he will be back in like a month and a half.
Will he?
Yeah, he's going to go back on SmackDown, and it's going to be a whole thing where he like comes out to support Ray in his world title matches, but then he's going to cost Ray the world title and blame it on like you're just like you're not even a real Guerrero, and you're out here like making Eddie's memory all about you.
All right, some long-term storytelling, sure.
Yeah, so
and Chavo returning to being the heel bastard that he was always meant to be.
Yeah, so Chavo's retirement is going to last a couple of months. I mean, we kind of could have guessed that, considering he's still wrestling today, I think.
Yeah,
I mean, wrestled for a long time after 2006. So
and like the premier wrestling trainer in Hollywood, pretty much.
So he did not go get that real estate license.
Yeah, true. I want to see the alternate history where I'm buying a house from Chavo Guerrero.
Yeah. But anyway, for the rest of the night, Jonathan Coachman takes over as ring announcer because Lillian is traumatized and whatever. I mean, I don't have anything interesting to say about what he does. He does like talk up the heels every time he announces them, but otherwise it's pretty straightforward from him. Like,
he actually
anything to mention.
He actually like does a good job at ring announcing. Clearly enunciated, good volume, good energy. Even fucking Lawler's like, yeah, okay, he's doing a pretty good job. Like there's nothing. Like, he's just healing it up a tiny bit. That's it. Okay.
Yeah, I don't really. There's nothing worth talking about on that.
Yeah,
but
so
then
Coachman announces.
Yeah, we announce a match for Shelton Benjamin where basically if Shelton wins, he does not have to defend his IC title. If he loses, the IC title is on the line against Rob Van Dam at Backlash.
And I assumed that this was going to be a match between him and RVD because why wouldn't it be? It was weird that they never came face to face last week, but it only makes sense that they're going to face off in a stipulation, and then they can, I don't know, bump that stipulation up to
winner,
to, I don't
loser,
know,
losers shit is on the line at Backlash.
Yeah. And I was like, and you know, maybe they'll do like an Extreme Rules rematch to kind of up the stakes or whatever. No, because for some
much more insane idea is the music hits and Shelton Benjamin is stunned because his opponent is Charlie Haas, who they explain on this, but Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas were a tag team. They won the tag belts as the world's greatest tag team. I think they also were part of Team Angle. I think they were both in that
makes
faction.
sense. They feel like Team Angle guys.
Yeah, I mean, they were just two dudes who, like, gimmick was like, we have amateur wrestling cred and we are the best at wrestling. We are the world's greatest tag team. Yes. And Charlie Haas has been gone. I couldn't tell you where he's been. But when they broke up that time, I don't know. But when they broke up that tag team, they immediately said Shelton is the Shawn Michaels to Charlie Haas's Marty Jannetty.
No.
Like, that's exactly how this is happening.
Yeah. But I just... Why? Why the fuck is all of a sudden this company so allergic to letting these two dudes come face to face and like have matches?
It is almost comedic at this point that Rob Van Dam and Shelton Benjamin have had no direct interactions in this.
I just don't understand why. Why the fuck aren't they doing that? What this is WWE's whole MO. Dudes have a gajillion fucking promos and matches against each other in the lead up to the fucking pay-per-view, and then they like have the actual blow off at the pay-per-view. Why are these men not even talking to each other? I don't understand.
Nope. But this match was all right, actually. 7 minutes.
It actually was.
Charlie Haas is decent in ring, obviously.
Charlie Haas gets absolutely no pop from the crowd. Like, they present this.
No, he does not. He yells out, "Did you forget about me?" And even the announcers are like, "Yeah, kinda, we did."
Low key, yeah. Who the fuck are you?
Like, yeah.
Shelton plays it up, but no one else does. You could have fooled me that this was a cool moment. So yeah, Charlie Haas starts off the match dominant while Shelton is like shell shocked, but then Shelton regains control. I mean, these two dudes clearly have great in-ring chemistry, so the match was fun enough to watch. It was like the work rate was work rating. These dudes are both fast and strong.
A lot of back and forth here. I liked a spot where Shelton Benjamin. This is kind of later in the match, so you might want to go back if you got some earlier ones.
You might be allowed to talk about the same spot that I am.
I loved when Shelton Benjamin went for a kick. Charlie Haas caught his foot, and then Shelton Benjamin does like an entire wheel kick in midair to get out of it, and Charlie has to duck.
I know that was crazy, and then Charlie Haas ducks it and then gets Shelton up onto his shoulders for a throw. That was a great fucking spot. And then cool moment. This one got actually a laugh out of me. Charlie Haas Irish whips Shelton into the ropes and then goes for a drop kick, but Shelton catches himself on the ropes.
Shelton just catches himself on the ropes and
just drops right onto his fucking back. That was funny. Shelton Benjamin at one point hits the Rolling Thunder RV.
Yeah, so kind of got to the end of the ending parts of the match here. Yeah, Shelton starts like trying to make fun of Rob Van Dam. He does the finger point. He does a really bad Rolling Thunder because Charlie Haas is way too close to the ropes. So he does the Rolling Thunder and he like his legs fall in. Shelton's legs fall into the ropes doing the move, so it kind of looks like shit.
Yeah, well, whatever. Yeah,
Rob does it square. Rob does it square in the middle of the ring for a reason.
Yeah, seriously.
But then, he gets Charlie in the corner, and then he does a splash, and Charlie's down. And I thought Shelton Benjamin was going to go for the 5-star frog splash. That felt like that made sense.
Yeah.
But then he doesn't. He rolls out of the move, which is fine. But it never looks like it was going to be a frog splash. He rolls out of it into like a senton.
Yeah.
And I was like, why? Like, if you're gonna miss the 5-star frog splash, just eat shit. Eat face first. Like, that's what you got to do, man. Is you just got to like face plant. That's how you miss the 5-star. But he misses this move. He bails out of it, and then Charlie Haas gets a roll-up pin and pins Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like, and it was a crazy roll. It was a crazy roll-up pin too, because he moves out of the way, he gets to the corner, and then he like somersaults backwards into like a low bridge to roll Shelton Benjamin up.
I don't see that shit anywhere except in the video games.
Yeah, that was cool as shit. Again, these guys had great in-ring chemistry, and it was like a short match, and I don't know who the fuck Charlie Haas is, but like that was fun enough.
But he got the dub.
Some real fucking Bound for Glory series energy. Charlie Haas gets the dub and then says, "I must go. My home planet needs me." And do we ever see him again after this?
I don't know, but not in this storyline. We're not.
Yeah, so no, Charlie Haas died on the way back to his home planet.
Correct. But Shelton is in shock because he's like, "God damn, now I got to defend my title."
Yeah, that was awesome.
But he has a plan. We will get to it.
We'll get to it.
They, for some reason, I can't even imagine why they decided.
Brother.
Like, I actually had fun with this segment a little bit, but I still don't know why they aired it. But so they show the WWE.com unlimited clip of Maria coming out and doing a kiss cam. Like we're at like a pro sports game.
Oh my god! But it's so crazy. So the first people on the kiss cam are two dudes in cow costumes.
I respect that the WWE kiss cam is not heteronormative at all.
Oh my god, Maria Kanellis was doing this for the girls and the gays. Okay, so we get two dudes in cow costumes. They like
they do
like,
it.
Same-sex couples. There's
a couple straight.
There's a couple. Kiss. They don't actually kiss, but like they fucking like neck each other, I guess.
Yeah.
And then they do a few straight couples, and then they do like two old guys with beards, and they're like,
and they're the only ones who are like, we're not doing it. And Maria's like, no, I want to see that these two bearded men kiss. She
touch
that
beards, touch beards. I know. Fucking cowards. And then the other ones that didn't do it, she shows two women, and they do it.
They do it. Gets in the front. We can't see the way, but I know they go do it because Jerry Lawler pipes up is like, the women are more game than the men of it for this kiss cam.
Hey, what about the cowmen? Jerry, shut the fuck up. But yeah.
Yeah.
So
just for a couple minutes, we get to watch the WWE kiss cam segment.
I know. Yeah, but for some reason, some dude fucking blocks it. But yes, so the cowards of the early 2000s are not wholly ready for this, but more participation than I thought. And you know what? Based. That was a weird little highlight of this episode.
But then we go backstage. Vince is in his office. He's got an ice bag now for his neck. And in comes Armando Alejandro Estrada. And he says that he is a follower of McMahonism.
Yeah.
And that he would like to make a donation. And Vince's like, oh, I got a donation. And he basically offers to have Umaga beat the dog shit out of Shawn Michaels tonight.
Also, I really need to emphasize that this happens in Vince's like office, and perfectly framed between Armando Estrada and Vince McMahon is a picture of Vince doing Kiss My Ass Club shit, which if you really think about it, this is a traveling office, because he's not in his fucking New Hampshire headquarters or whatever. They fucking carry pictures like this around to hang up in whatever new makeshift office Vince takes over for a couple days. Vince this is a necessary part. This is part of Vince's retainer or whatever the fuck. Is he fucking needs to have his giant kiss my ass club framed photo right there in his office.
Yeah, I think
the logic to this, both in and out of kayfabe, is fucking hilarious.
Insane. Vince agrees to this, and I just want to say though, two things I noted about Armando Estrada being a complete and utter cartoon character is every third word he's like he does a after like everything he says, and he has two facial expressions. I'm sorry to the audio only people who are not going to get to watch me do this, but the entire promo he has two faces. He goes.
Oh, the Tucker Carlson mouth slightly agape face.
Yeah, he does, and then he goes.
Yeah, and then the O version of that, the oh my, yeah,
like he does this the entire fucking promo.
But then, and then Vince is like, that sounds like a deal. What's your name again? Armando Alejandro.
Okay, I noted this. And Vince is like, Armando also introduced himself when he came into the office.
Oh yeah,
and like I get his gimmick is to say his name and roll the R's. I get that, but also. What do you mean, what's his name? Did you not hire him 3 weeks ago, Vince?
Brother, but Austin, you fail to understand. He has the name of an ethnic. Vince can't possibly keep all that weird Hispanic shit straight in his head, okay?
I was like how do you not...
Because you can see heaven. How did you not know his name? Because fucking Arma, because he says his name again for Vince, and you can see, like... It immediately leaves Vince's brain. Like, he says his name again, Vince just goes, yeah, sure. He does not have the capacity to keep non-American, non-white names in his head unless it's like one word like Umaga. Like, my man cannot fucking comprehend.
I guess. But yeah, Armando leaves like, hey, praise be to McMahon. And he leaves. And then in comes Shelton Benjamin to beg and to plead that Vince has got to do something. And Vince is kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you want me to do, because that was the match was the match. You know?
You're doing the
that was the stipulation, and you lost. And then Shelton Benjamin, he's like, when I was down there in the ring and I lost, I saw the light. And he gets down on his knees. And he's like, I saw the light, and I realized the McMahonism was the light.
Yeah, Shelton decides that converting to McMahonism, debasing himself at the feet of McMahon's new religion, is better than the chance of losing his belt to RVD at the worst.
Like, only Vince McMahon can save him. And Vince is like, well, I do kind of like people on their knees before me.
Oh my god, Vince, I fucking tried to avoid a joke about that earlier because it was so, like, low common denominator, and then you just pulled it out anyway. God damn it. Fuck you.
But Vince is like, he has an idea of what to do, and we will see how that pays off later. But first we do get Umaga versus Shawn Michaels.
Which is actually, in theory, a match that interests me, but of course it's stupid. I did have a thought. Do you think when Vince declares last-second matches like this, as he does all of the time in this episode, they whisk the competitors away to emergency contract signings? Because Shawn was very much not in ring gear earlier, and now all of a sudden he's fucking ring ready to go. Do you think he's like whisked away into a little room?
Is it in their contracts that, like, at any given point of, like, any verbal contract said by the general manager is binding? I wonder if that's just part of the contract, that, like, if Vince says you have a match tonight against this person, well, that's a binding legal contract, and you are obligated.
Which means even in fucking kayfabe, contract signings are purely ceremonial and for show. Like,
I figured as much.
Yeah, I mean, Bailey does lampshade that during the women's revolution arc we did forever ago, where she's like, no, these contract signings they're for us beating each other up. Sasha, get back here.
No, get back. Get over here.
Yeah.
But this match is a lot of Umaga beating Shawn's ass. I mean, that's the story, isn't it?
Which, okay, first of all, we get the little. Was Raw split hour for hour? Like, were they still technically doing Warzone shit?
No, but that's super common. You might not always notice it, but like that's pretty common to throw up the like credit, like the like sign off, copyright thing at the bottom of the screen at the top of every hour of Raw. Like they do that now. You can see that.
Interesting. Why? I feel like they don't need to do that.
I do know that for ratings purposes, Raw is considered 3 separate 1-hour shows.
Oh, well, that's probably why.
That might be why they do it the way they do it.
Okay, that's fucking weird.
Yeah, that's the close explanation I have. But I do know, like, I know that's pretty normal to see the end, like the bumper with the copyright thing.
Just curious, but yeah. So, this match, McMahon comes out to ringside because why not? Why make this match an actually interesting bout? We already had one of those on this fucking show. We're just here for shenanigans. Jerry Lawler is surprised that Vince is able to walk after he got attacked in the central part of his mobility system, his chin. And then Vince sits weirdly close to the barricades. I'm surprised he's not afraid he'll like catch the poor by sitting too close to the unwashed masses. But yeah,
no, it's there's not a lot to really say about this match because
I'm so confused by this match because I know we're building Umaga strong because yeah, he just beats up on Shawn for most of the time, but like Jesus Christ, like Shawn should be more resilient than this. I don't know why it's this.
But he is so strong.
Yeah, I guess. But like every time Shawn starts to get a comeback spot, it lasts for all of like 2 seconds, and then Umaga just goes back to beating his ass. Like again, I get Umaga's supposed to be strong, whatever, but like this does not make sense because like the Undertaker is fucking strong. Shawn's fought him a couple times, I think.
Yeah, but we're only here to build heat, sir.
Sure.
Heat building only.
Okay.
And it ends when fucking Umaga chokes Shawn to get a DQ. So what do you know?
Well, it's funny because
Shawn.
Well, because Vince tries to distract the ref to allow Umaga and Alejandro to do shenanigans, and he employs the age-old ref distraction tactic of just waving his arm, like he's just moving along the other ring. He's like, "Over here, ref," and the ref, of course, falls for this. But it doesn't amount to anything. But yeah, Umaga gets his ass disqualified for choking Shawn out, and then he just keeps beating up on Shawn.
Umaga's going for the Samoan spike.
Yeah.
And Vince stops him. He says, "You've done your job. I'm going to finish it. I'm going to finish Shawn." And so Vince goes to they tie up Shawn in the ropes. And Vince goes to get the chair. And he's going to go beat Shawn. And then suddenly, the ring post explodes. There's just and Vince's like, "What the fuck?" All right, that was weird. So he keeps going. He goes to where the ring steps are. And then another explosion comes out of the ring post.
Yes.
Oh, gaga. And Vince falls on his ass. And now he's spooked. And so he starts back. He's just like, "Okay, I'm leaving. I'll leave." And he gets back up the ramp. And he almost heads to the back. And then he goes to turn around. And then there's an explosion on the ramp, and the ramp is on fire.
Yeah, which it was funny because they have the things taped to the ring post that they do when Kane is around, so he can do his fire eruption spot, but I don't think he did that earlier. So these were here explicitly for it. It's almost on a meta level a clever fake out that they have those there because you're like, oh, you think it's going to be a Kane spot, and then they just suddenly don't do it and they use it instead for this. That's kind of neat. I don't know how intentional that was, but whatever. And then
how very nice of God to send his signs in the form of that look identical to normal pyrotechnics. How very convenient.
Yeah, so I am so very interested to find out what the exact kayfabe on this is. Like,
the kayfabe is that God did it. This is an act of God. I will go ahead and just tell you
that's it. They don't. This wasn't Sean fucking with Vince.
No. Next week they're going to reaffirm that God is getting his comeback.
Wait, so Vince is just right?
They're gonna play this as actual God is interfering.
Jesus Christ! Between Kane and this shit, why are acts of God and the devil major movements in Christian theology warfare part of the WWE kayfabe? What the fuck?
Yeah. To be clear, Vince is not right about WrestleMania. God only started interfering in this episode, but this is an act of God. Like they're gonna play this as an act of God. That Vince spent 2 weeks being like, strike me down, send a sign, and God, I guess, overslept and missed Raw. Fine. God's alarm didn't go off, so he missed Raw the last 2 weeks. And so he's like, all right, boom.
He actually rests on Mondays.
To be fair, the Bible does not say what day he rests on.
True. We've mistranslated this whole time.
It could be any day of the week.
It really could. Fuck. The week actually begins on Tuesday.
It says the seventh day. It does not, our decision that the seventh day equals Sunday is a human construct.
Completely arbitrary.
That's our call. Not
God's like, fine. This guy's doing blasphemy to millions of people, I guess. So that happened. God is real in WWE kayfabe.
God's not dead in WWE. I'll tell you that.
God's not dead. He's truly alive. Fucking hell. So that happened.
Get Kevin Sorbo in here.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. I'm surprised Kevin Sorbo's never popped up on WWE programming to, I don't know, hit some kind of Hercules-esque spot and then be like, and now let me tell you about why you're all heathens who are going to hell.
Yeah. But that's that segment. Divine intervention has been added into the storyline, folks. That's where we are at.
And now from divine intervention to the holy terror, oh God, hide your dictionaries. It's Matt Stryker.
No, before we do have to cover this week in wrestling bit because it starts because Matt Stryker references it.
We do this for some reason. I've never seen.
Yeah, WWE so they're selling their WWE 24/7 service. Maybe they did this every week and they just cut it out of the Peacock stream because it doesn't matter usually. But this time you need it to understand the Matt Stryker promo. So maybe that's why that happened. But whatever. This week in wrestling, The Rock tried to drown Stone Cold Steve Austin by
we've seen that before. We've seen this before.
No. You saw the one where Stone Cold threw The Rock's title off the bridge into the river. That's different than the time that The Rock threw Stone Cold off the bridge and into the river.
Oh, okay. And that one was in Detroit. Oh, man, we got blood in our hands.
So he throws them in the Detroit River. And then what feels kind of gauche, personally, but so The Rock hosts a funeral for Stone Cold Steve Austin, who he thinks he has legitimately murdered live on television.
Like, what the shit? Did Stone Cold just not show up? What?
I don't know why, but it's fine because Stone Cold shows up in a big ass monster truck, crushes the Rock's car, and then drives it to the ring.
How the fuck did Stone Cold Steve Austin get a custom monster truck? What the fuck? You can't just get one of those in a matter of a week. What the Attitude Era?
We just had that.
Paradising.
I just had that monster truck, son.
Self-parody from the Attitude Era, as always. Like, we just hear JR on commentary, Stone Cold's got a monster truck! Okay, I guess Stone Cold has a monster truck now. Yes, at least it's somewhat feasible for The Rock to get his hands on a hearse. You know, he could have taken it from Undertaker for all we fucking know.
It's not a hearse, it's his regular, like, fancy car.
No, he drove a hearse into the... He had his fancy car outside, but then he drove a hearse into the arena.
No, I thought that was Vince leaving.
No.
I thought that was the limo of Vince leaving.
No. We see as part of this, The Rock drove a hearse into the arena for the funeral.
Oh, right, okay.
Yes, yeah. and then outside is his normal car that Stone Cold demolishes with the monster truck.
Great.
But yes, now hide your dictionaries. It's Matt Striker.
Yeah, so Matt Striker is here for Striker's Classroom. He's got a big fucking whiteboard with
just with his name on it.
And I may note, I was like, the people facing Hardcam must be having a shitty time watching this right now.
I know.
But he's got a desk and he's got a chalkboard, and he's like, you know what we just saw from Austin and Rock is what is wrong with the nation today. Ask me how I know, because I was a public school teacher.
I looked that up. Apparently that is true. And also in looking up Matt Striker, I found out that he has some allegations against him. God damn it.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's nothing that has been majorly brought out, but I saw basically this woman being like, yeah, he tried to stick his hands down my jeans at an indie show a few years ago, and I had to fucking push him off. And then I saw a video of him in character trying to bitch about Matt Riddle being canceled by the internet.
I did remember that. I did remember that clip.
Yeah,
he bitches about that.
He has since apologized, but ooh, baby, the added allegation on top of that is not great.
Oof. But yeah, in fact, he was wrestling while he was a teacher, joining the likes of Hangman Adam Page with that kind of distinction.
Oh god, putting Matt Striker and Hangman into any kind of similar list fucking hurts. Oh,
but anyway, so Striker is complaining that his students care more about what happened on Raw, and they don't know anything about the Bill of Rights. What?
Yeah, I can't believe that being a fucking pseudo-intellectual dork, which is a riff I did for his dumb fuck commentary in Lucha Underground, is actually a consistent character trait of his. That's just who the fuck he is. I can't believe that's actually a thing he's played into. God.
Yeah, so he's like, and this is when I was teaching in New York. Imagine how bad the illiteracy rate in St. Louis is. And by the way, I looked it up.
Oh,
Missouri has a lower illiteracy rate than the state of New York.
Yeah, our second cheap heat spot of the night. Thank you, Striker. Very original.
Yeah, but he's like, everybody is obsessed with being cool, like Nelly or whoever that is. That's very 2006.
What? Yeah, what the
Nelly,
shit?
Rap star Nelly.
Oh, sure.
But they want to be cool like Nelly instead of learning about Nixon.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, I have one rule in my classroom. School is cool.
Yeah, Matt Striker out here saying about Richard Nixon. The court of public opinion has their say, but they don't convict.
Oh, no.
That's all I'm saying.
This is the worst. Yes, this is the worst after-school special I've ever seen.
I know.
He gives everyone in the audience an F, but then out comes Carlito, And Carlito is like,
I made the joke as he emerged that Carlito was coming out here to leave an apple on the teacher's desk, but no, they say that Stryker stole Carlito's apple to put on his desk before the promo.
Incredible. But then this was insane to me as I was watching, is we get a Carlito origin story.
Carlito origin story.
So Carlito was like, hey, when I was in school, I didn't care for school much. I cared about being cool. And the teachers, they didn't get it. And so they gave me attention all the time. Until one day, I spat an apple in my teacher's face. And the principal, he told me, good job.
Good job.
I'm just kidding, he expelled me.
That was a great line. Just kidding, Carlito got expelled.
But it was then I became the coolest person I know. And so this is why he now carries around an apple and is obsessed with being cool, because in school he got expelled for spitting an apple in his teacher's face.
Oh my god. And the best part is fucking Carlito is like getting flashbacks to his teacher, I guess, by looking at Stryker's stupid face.
Hey, you remind me of the teacher of my old teacher. And he
says, I think I want to relive that day one more time, which leads me to beg the question, how many times have you done this to dudes who vaguely remind you of your old teacher, Carlito?
I want to believe that every time he spits an apple, he's remembering spitting an apple in that teacher's face.
He conjures the memory to be such an effective apple spitter. It motivates him.
Yeah, and then Stryker is like, I don't know what kind of grades you got in school, but I have an analogy for you. To which Carlito pipes in, anal what? He's like, hey, brother, I'm not into that kind of thing. Carlito, not into that kind of thing. Stryker then gives a really shitty analogy where he's like, Carlito is to apple spitting like Stryker is to beating the living hell out of you. Like, that's a terrible analogy.
That's awful.
But whatever, they start punching. Okay.
Carlito spits in Stryker's face, and then they start exchanging blows. Carlito gets Stryker down on the ground and starts like stomping on his head, and Stryker just starts fucking convulsing.
No, Stryker is a fucking jabroni, and
oh my god,
I can't wait for him to stink up the joint in ECW.
Oh no,
that's where his ass is going to carry this gimmick into ECW.
Oh yeah, this is the exact gimmick that belongs in fucking ECW. Fuck off.
But whatever, Chris Masters runs in and puts Carlito in the master lock.
And after talking about Billy Jack Haynes last week, it looks like Chris Masters also uses the shaken baby syndrome method while applying his full Nelson. So Carlito fucking dies, and that's that. Carlito's just he's fucking dead.
It's fascinating to me that they did a segment for someone who already has a pay-per-view match. I mean, I'm not hating it, right? Because it's good to interact with wrestlers that you aren't directly feuding with. But it's so funny that they're like, we have a pay-per-view match between Carlito and Chris Masters in 2 weeks, and we're gonna run a segment where Carlito is feuding with an entirely different person, and only at the very end does Chris Masters show up. As if in writing it, they're like, oh shit, we have to put Masters in here because him and Carlito were having a match.
It actually wasn't scripted. Carlito just saw the whole teacher setup, and he's like, I must tell my story.
Yeah, so we are working on kind of a babyface Carlito run here. And
buddy.
But here we go. And then next up, we get Rob Van Dam having a match where if he wins, the Money in the Bank contract is not on the line at Backlash, but if he loses, it is.
Also, we discover that this episode is sponsored by Axe Sneak Peel Shower Scrub, which it has the ability to not only clean your skin, but also clean your conscience. What?
No.
Clean your soul. Yeah, this is actually going to be the holy water of McMahonism. He's going to get a sponsorship deal from Axe.
Vince's holy water being Axe body spray does feel right.
It feels very correct, yeah.
But yeah, I realize that this match is only happening because Shelton bitched earlier, but it was amusing to think of the scenario where Shelton wins and Rob wins this match, and so at Backlash, nothing is on the line, actually.
That's actually fucking like that would be extremely funny if just like, oh, I guess this is an exhibition match now. Fuck.
Okay. God damn it! I played myself on this one. Why did I book it like it? Why did I book this to happen? To let this happen?
Yeah, well,
but
Vince.
Don't worry,
has done his
there
best
was
to
no
make
way
sure.
that was going to happen because it is Rob Van Dam versus the entirety of the Spirit Squad.
The Spirit Squad. Before we get into it, I just want to say the airbrush briefcase from RVD looks fucking sick. I can't remember if I pointed that out in the past, but it's dope as hell. I love the airbrush shit for RVD. But yeah, RVD versus my goofy little guys, the Spirit Squad, 5 stars, match of the year, based.
Yeah, so this is a 5-on-1 match, and it kind of goes how you'd think it would, where the Spirit Squad win in a minute.
First of all, 2 fucking handicap matches on 1 episode. Fuck off. But this one is great because RVD fights them off successfully for a second, but they just the Spirit Squad fucking descends on him like a pack of locusts, and they just murder him. There is a great little moment early on in the match where RVD kind of catches them on the outside, and then he uses their little trampoline they bring to the ring to jump and attack them. That's a great little Of course, RVD's gonna like use the jumpy thing to jump even higher for his attack.
Yeah.
So
I can get so high.
I can get so high. I love getting high.
Can I get that song? Can you get much higher? Rob loves that song. Can you get much higher?
Can you get much higher? Oh my god! So that was extremely funny. That was extremely fucking funny. But Shelton's conversion to McMahonism gave him the divine power of take backsies on the consequences of losing his match earlier. So now both the belt and the briefcase are on the line, which means that unless something happens that I don't know about between now and fucking One Night Stand 06, that means RVD becomes IC champ, which I did not know about. Unless something fucking happens, we'll have to see. We'll have to see it Backlash.
I mean, we're gonna watch it Backlash, so we'll find out.
Yeah. So okay, that'll be interesting. That should actually be a decent match. Anyway,
and then we got backstage, and Maria Kanellis is interviewing Trish Stratus, dressed up as Mickie James, and she is fucking confused
Poor Maria is so confused about how she got stuck in the middle of all of this.
Now, Trish wants Maria to tell Mickie, the other Mickie, that she has a surprise for her, and I gotta tell you, I couldn't have predicted what the surprise was.
Oh my fucking god! So apparently this parallels something that Mickie did to Trish early on in their feud.
Does it? I don't remember.
They said something about Mickie getting Trish a present, but I don't know. I didn't see that. So
this is unhinged. This is fucking unhinged.
Oh my fucking god!
So we cut to the ring, and there is an overly large gift box in the ring.
Giant fucking wrapped gift box.
Humongous thing. And so Trish comes out as Mickie with the whole thing. Dun 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 dun. She comes out in the whole thing. Yeah. She does better this week and not jumping around and flashing the audience. I mean, her boobs are just barely hanging on in this outfit, to be fair. The other end of the spectrum. But
damn, I didn't even notice that. I was just concerned about, please God, stop
the skirt.
flashing your mom.
The skirt is the skirt survives. She figured this out.
She got a
so
note.
She tells Mickie that she's got a present for her. And Mickie comes out, which, by the way, I noted that she does not come out to Trish's song. She comes out to, she has the oh, and then instead of it going into It's Time to Rock and Roll, it cuts to Mickie's song again.
Oh, okay, well, there we go.
But so Mickie comes out, still dressed as Trish, of course. And Trish opens the box, and we have a hostage in the box. It is allegedly Trish's ex-boyfriend, Jack.
Yeah, okay, this is
been kidnapped.
This is so
and brought on Raw.
Confusing. So yeah, Mickie is like concerned for her life looking at this box. And then yeah, Trish reveals she kidnapped her ex-boyfriend. What not Mickie's ex-boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend.
Which to be clear, total kayfabe, Trish married her high school sweetheart.
Yeah.
They've been married since 2006. This is all. Jack is not a real person.
Unless
he's a high school boyfriend, which honestly would make it worse.
That would be
what happened
so
here.
Funny. Yeah,
but let's assume that's not what happened.
Okay, this logic. So Trish is leveraging the life of her supposed ex-boyfriend to get Mickie to drop the act by trying to get Mickie to admit that she doesn't give a shit about this kidnapped man. Now, what I fail to understand is how the fuck this is remotely compelling. How this is supposed to be remotely compelling for Mickie. What is the downside here to just pretending like this is in fact her ex-boyfriend? What does she lose?
What Trish is trying, I think Trish is treating it as like a shock value, like knock it off situation. I think that's what she's trying to do, is shock Mickie into like, okay, quit it, cut it the fuck out.
And why did she think that would work? Mickie has already shown that she's clinically fucking insane.
Well, clearly, I feel like Trish is also looking clinically insane at this point.
Well, yeah, she's not much better.
She takes the gag off the boyfriend, and the boyfriend says, I think both you bitches are crazy, which honestly, I get it.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. That's a really creative way to deliver the thesis of this feud to your audience, you know?
She tapes his mouth back up. And
except she fucks up the tape and has to like stick it in his mouth like a gag because she accidentally like crumpled it.
My thought was trying to follow, she's like, if you were the real Mickie James, you would care about the well-being of this guy, except you're the real Mickie James and you kidnapped him. So what is your thought?
No, you mean Trish Stratus, which is part of the problem of this is
Trish Stratus.
Bro, I am legitimately getting their names mixed up constantly. There are several instances in my notes where I had to rewrite their names because I typed in the wrong one. This shit is so fucking confusing.
No,
being the Shakespeare nerd that I am, I make everyone likes to be like, oh, it's so silly in Shakespeare plays how like easily the mistaken identity shit happens. But no, I find myself legitimately getting their names fucking mixed up by this.
So yeah, as always, I'll fix what I was getting at. As I was like, Trish is telling Mickie that if she was the real Trish Stratus, she would be worried about this guy's health. Except she is the real Trish Stratus, and she kidnapped this guy and brought him to Raw.
Yeah. So unsurprisingly, this ploy does not work.
Is fucking hilarious. Okay, I'll be honest, David. When I mentioned that there was one match on this show that was getting me more excited for Backlash, it was this one. I think this story has gone so fucking insane at this point. You've won me back over. Like, this has stopped being a weird. This has stopped being a weird psychosexual lesbian stalker thing, and has now just completely circled its way back around to just pure insanity. And honestly, I think it's hilarious.
That's
so I'm
valid.
excited for Backlash.
It is pretty funny. See, for me, I'm excited about Shelton versus RVD because think of the work rate, brother. But yeah, you got a point that this is an interesting fucking build-up.
So Trish tries to do this stupid gambit. I'm curious to know what she would have done if Mickie does not do the thing she does here.
Just lets Jack go. Like, no hard feelings.
Does he beat the shit out of Jack? Does Trish do this? I don't know. But Mickie sells it decently well, this like horrified look, and you think maybe she's gonna like, okay, she is actually, this is gonna work somehow. And Mickie goes, Get your filthy hands off my boyfriend!
And charges the ring, runs Trish out of it, and god fucking damn it, we were giving them credit earlier for the not flashing from Trish thing, except as she's exiting the ring, the camera goes straight the fuck up her skirt, and we see her whole ass, and this bright white thong once more. Oh my god, we were so close. Fuck.
So, Mickie is just this. Mickie somehow has doubled down again. I don't know how she keeps doing it.
Yeah, and she storms the ring.
Mickie, so she beats up on Trish and gets Trish to leave the ring, and she goes to Jack, and she's like, "It's okay, Jack. It's okay. You're safe now." She like taps his head and all that.
She does that. I wrote in my notes. Wait, isn't this guy supposed to be Trish's ex-boyfriend? Shouldn't she not like him?
Well, because then she goes, "You cheated on me, you bastard!" And she gives her the mid kick.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, all right. That explains why they're exes, I guess.
Yeah. Which how does Mickie know that?
That's what I said too. I was like, well, how do you know that this happened?
Unless she's just improving.
Like, no, I genuinely wanted to know how she knew that this dude cheated on Trish. How hard did you stalk Trish to get that information? Or even worse, you have gone so deep in this. Somehow you've gone so deep into thinking you're Trish that you actually just are starting to get Trish's memories.
Wait,
I don't know how that works.
Wait. Here's a thought. What if, as part of this whole "I'm actually Trish Stratus" thing, she got Trish's boyfriend to sleep with her? What if this goes layers deep?
You're saying she had sex with this guy so she could pretend that she cheated on him with Mickie.
Well, not even that. Just like, oh, I'm Trish Stratus, so this is my boyfriend. And this dumb fuck boyfriend probably fell for it.
The storyline's insane at this point. As I said, I'm kind of into it. I have been won over by the twist of now Trish is dressing up as Mickie.
I will say, would not have expected that part to come out of this, and it has turned out to be far more entertaining than I give it credit for. It's fucking unhinged and makes no sense, and it's confusing as hell, but it is pretty entertaining. So good point. I don't know how that'll translate to the match, but it might. If they
don't wrestle the goddamn match dressed as each other, then a complete waste of time was had here.
Fucking true. I want to believe that they'll have the good sense.
I guess we will see next time when we watch Backlash. Backstage, after that, we go backstage, and Edge is just hanging out with Lita, I guess. I'm doing something. Yeah. And Triple H comes over, and they talk some smack, and basically Triple H is trying to sow discourse here, between Edge and Cena, because Edge is like, I'm going to pin you tonight, Triple H. And he's like, well, I mean, will Cena let you do that? I mean, he backstabbed me last week, which is such a funny way to put that, because he attacked Cena first in that match last week.
Triple H trying to gaslight Edge into thinking that Cena's the real backstabbing manipulator here.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, Edge, I mean, you talk Mick Foley all you want, but, like, what have you really done since Cena took your title? I mean, think about that. And then we get the Backlash card rundown.
And Lita's there, too, but yes.
Yeah, Lita, of course.
Lita continues to stand here saying nothing at all. Yep. She's just here.
Yes, so now let's go over the card for Backlash as we have it now.
First I want to point out they announced the official song for Backlash is Baby Hates Me by Danko Jones, or as Coachman says it's pronounced Donko Jones, which I'm sorry, no, that's incorrect. Danko Jones is a much funnier name.
Yeah, Danko Jones is a Canadian hard rock trio from Toronto. The band consists of Danko Jones, on vocals and guitar, John J.C. Calabrese on bass, and Rich Knox. Rich Knox on the drums.
So that's clearly Rick Knox moonlighting as a...
The band's music includes element of hard rock and punk, and they are known for their energetic live shows. What a shitty descriptor for a band. For a rock band.
All live shows.
All rock bands' live shows, especially in the hard rock genre, are pretty high energy.
And punk genres.
What a shitty ass fucking descriptor here. They have, holy shit, they have released 11 albums, and 7 of them have Wikipedia pages.
Oh shit. Damn. Well, I mean, they have to be decently prominent to become an official WWE pay-per-view fucking...
You gotta be at least somewhere. You gotta be at least somewhere in the realm. You gotta be at least somewhere in the butt rock genre to get a spot on the WWE pay-per-view.
Yeah, you're in there with such luminaries as Limp Bizkit and Nickelback. You gotta fucking deliver, brother.
Yeah, so that's the band. So that's their band. Isn't that nice? That's
neat.
They have a discography page, which is impressive, you know.
Holy shit. It's very dankable.
They've had a couple of singles that went in the top 10 of Canadian rock charts, and a couple of singles that have charted in the top 40 for US rock charts.
Sure, cool. So, I don't know how the fuck they got a gig with WWE, but okay.
I mean, it's not nothing.
That is not nothing.
Baby Hate Me charted 26th on the Canadian rock music charts.
Oh, shit. Oh, damn. Vince McMahon, big fan of those Canadian charts, brother.
Yeah, their biggest hit is undeniably their 2010 song, Full of Regret, which charted in the Canadian Hot 100 at 96. And was their highest charting single on the Canadian alt charts, 17, and the Canadian rock charts at 5, and it made 34 on the US charts. So, like, unequivocally, that's their big hit a couple of years later down the line.
Well, that's neat. I'm very no doubt boosted by this very dignified,
well-regarded pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So anyway, the Backlash card, we have Carlito versus Chris Masters. We have Trish Stratus versus Mickie James for the Women's Championship.
What the fuck is that 10-pixel ass picture they have of Mickie James? It is so goddamn low res.
So shitty.
No, Mickey's especially. Mickey's was way worse than all the other ones. I don't know fucking why. It looked like ass.
It did. Rob Van Dam versus Shelton Benjamin for both the Intercontinental Championship and the Mr. Money in the Bank contract.
Indeed.
Big Show versus Kane. Which the Kane picture was fucked up. I don't know where they even pulled that from.
I didn't catch that, but I believe
it was weird. His like arms were like up and back, and he was like leaned forward. Like, where did he
yes, like, the crow pose. Caca.
He was crow posing or something. Like, where the fuck did you get this from?
Absolutely.
The McMahons, Mr. McMahon and Shane McMahon versus God and Shawn Michaels, which was, they did a CGI like pillar to heaven to represent God on the picture.
Which, I mean, considering what the punchline to this is, accurate.
And then, of course, Edge and Triple H versus Edge versus Triple H versus John Cena for the WWE championship.
You know, if you think about it, 3 different matches on this Backlash card feature former tag partners going up against each other. Because we have
Big Show and Kane, Carlito and
Chris Masters, and Triple H, John Cena, and Edge. They have technically been tag partners before. I love Backlash. This pay-per-view definitely needs to exist.
The most B card pay-per-view of all time.
Oh my god.
B market pay-per-view.
B
Backlash.
market. C market, maybe even. Oh, baby.
Anyway, it's John Cena and Edge versus Triple H, and
I checked the time. Blessed sub 10.
This match is sub 5 bell to bell.
It's sub 5 belt base. Let's fucking go. Jerry Lawler on commentary as dudes are making their entrances. The only thing missing from this match is Rod Serling's voice. I agree. When a wrestling booker hates the art of wrestling, the matches he commissions are bizarre affairs indeed. Vince McMahon insisted on pumping what could be exciting bouts with cheap sports entertainment gimmicks, and the results were as horrifying as they were mind-numbing. As match after match starts to blend together in the mind, each looking increasingly like the last, it opens a portal to a place where time and space lose all relevancy, and that portal invites you in. You are about to enter the shitty booking zone. Thank you.
That was funnier than anything I did at the top of the show.
Hey, look, everyone's yeah. Well, look, all you need to do is just pull out the Rod Serling voice, and all of a sudden it just something happens. Anyway,
so Ed spends most of the match not tagging in at all. He didn't want to tag in. He's going to let Cena and Triple H fight.
Oh my god! And it's the most nothing bullshit ever. They're autopiloting.
They know that they only have 5 minutes. They're just going through the motions.
Pat talked about Cena being on autopilot last week. This was somehow worse. This was somehow fucking worse. Like, there is the story that Cena isn't tagging Edge in, but that's the only thing this match has going for it. Edge gets the blind tag at one point, and of course immediately
before that though, we were going to mention it, is Triple H dropped a knee on Cena, but before that he did the DX crotch chop. Planting seeds. We're planting seeds.
We're planting them seeds, watching them grow, giving them a little bit of water out of our watering can.
No, Triple H counters the 5-knuckle shuffle with a spine buster. Edge does a tag when Cena is down in the corner. And then Edge also hits Cena in the face when he tags in. And then he gets his ass kicked by Triple.
Yeah, he does. He's right behind me. Like he hits Cena out of the ring, and he has his back turned in the middle of the ring. That he does like a he's right behind me, isn't he spot at Triple H. So he turns around. Triple H starts dicking on him. Cena re-enters the ring to beat up Edge.
He suplexes Edge, and the ref gets bumped. And at this point, Triple H goes to the outside.
Well, no, this isn't when the ref gets bumped. What happens is Triple H gets Cena, sets up for a pedigree, fails that, and then runs Cena into both the ref and Edge, and the ref takes a bump.
And Triple H goes to get his sledgehammer.
And commentary, of course, is like, the cerebral assassin. Yeah,
what a genius!
He's gonna assassin some jabroni cerebrals with his fucking sledgehammer.
He's so smart. And so he hits Cena in the he hits Cena in the face with a sledgehammer. But
bro, you have to wonder how effective that sledgehammer actually is at dealing damage when he does it and he hits it in the most safe way possible. He
hits wide side, and also he puts his hand over the fucking thing.
There's no way that's actually that effective as a fucking weapon. There's no goddamn way that puts that kind of weight or momentum into your hand.
No, but whatever. He hits Cena with the sledgehammer, but then he turns around and walks into a spear by Edge. Edge is the smart one here, but he is the ultimate opportunist, David. He is ultimately taken this opportunity.
Yeah. He hits Triple H with a single spear, and this is enough to get fucking Triple H down for the count. I am the game. Like, what? He eats the pin from a single spear from Edge after being dominant for most of the match. Are you shitting me?
Listen, whatever. Point is, Edge is the one standing tall at the end of the match. So fuck you.
Now each of them has won one of their handicap matches. Fuck you. What are they gonna do next week? They can't just. It's impossible. They're running another handicap match. What the fuck are they gonna do next week? What the shit?
All right, I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look up what their match is next week. We'll talk about it when
I assume it's probably gonna be like a 20-minute promo again, but
next week. Here's a fun time for the front half of our Backlash episode. Here's a nice sneak preview for you. Is they will do Edge, John Cena, and Triple H versus the Spirit Squad in a 5-on-3 handicap match.
What the shit? What the fuck? Okay, first of all, they actually found a way to get them into a 4th handicap match in a row. Second of all,
handicap matches everywhere, baby.
Second of all, against the Spirit Squad, what the fuck is the justification for that?
Well, I guess I'll have to watch next time and find out and tell you.
Oh, I might just need to watch that match for myself because that sounds fucking great. I love the Spirit Squad so fucking much. I hope they show up on Backlash because, oh my god, that is so fucking funny. What the shit? Oh, that's so fucking awful. Oh, that's so terrible. Oh my god. Holy shit.
Raw is cooking so hard in 2006, David.
Fuck Backlash. Backlash is the stupidest fucking pay-per-view. I hate it so much. It's so awful. Oh my god. Okay.
So that ends the show as the road to Backlash, the birth of McMahonism. You know, a lot of unhinged elements on this show. Some of them fun, some of them not as fun.
Some of them very fucking stupid.
No, but we did get the Carlito origin story and a kidnapping crisis. So I think overall, not too bad.
Yeah, if we really tally up all the do some math on this one. God damn it.
All right, that is it for us on here. We'll be back soon enough to cover Backlash 2006, the moment we've all been waiting for. But next...
sure.
Let's go for next time. You know, I had an idea in mind for this episode for quite a while now. I was going to do it. I'm going to do a whole bit about it. But then I thought about it, and I was like, hey... in a couple of days, our time, as of recording this episode will not be released in time for this to still be the case. Upcoming this Wednesday is Christian Cage versus Adam Copeland for the last final time for realsies, probably.
Maybe. In theory.
Maybe. Hopefully, to be honest. I'd like Copeland to be doing something else. But anyway, that's a big deal. And I was like, okay, what if our next episode had some Edge and Christian content in it, you know, to celebrate such a momentous moment happening on Dynamite. And admittedly, this is a stretch, but I've wanted to do this episode for so long on this podcast.
Okay, all right.
Is in April of 1999, the Brood was Gangrel, Edge, and Christian. All of our spooky vampire boys in one group. And for some reason, it was decided that it's time for them to cut their very first promo together. And the group would split about 3 months later. So you tell me how well you think that promo went.
Oh, baby.
So next time, we are taking it back to a very special pilot episode of SmackDown.
Oh, fuck!
To see the very first Brood promo.
The Christian and Edge, the first, as we go into Christian and Edge, the last. Outstanding.
So yeah, that is for next time, though.
Oh my god.
Until then, David, hit our plugs.
Yes, sir. Dear friends, thank you all so much for joining us on yet another episode of the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast. We are so delighted to have you here. Returning listeners, viewers, what have you. Thank you all so much for joining us on yet another episode. You know the drill. Welcoming us back into your eardrums, your eyeballs, whatever it is you use to consume our content. We're just so happy that you continue to be here with us. New people, hey, hi, how's it going? Welcome to the show. We here at the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast like to think we are friendly to both noobs and knockouts alike. So whether you're brand new to the wild, wacky world of wrestling, wrestling, or you're a veteran of all the weird bullshit. Either way, we hope we hope you feel welcome here. We hope you had a great time. We hope you want to keep coming back and having a great time with us week after week. I'm going to make sure you know all the ways you can do so. First and foremost, of course, is our YouTube. You can find us, the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast, on YouTube. Hit subscribe, ring that bell, make sure it turns a nice little solid color so you get notifications every single time we drop a brand new episode. Give us all that sweet engagement of likes and comments. Helps out our metrics tremendously. Check out all of our playlists. Austin has been kind enough to organize all of the storylines that we follow into their own separate playlists, so that you can follow something all the way down without having to skip around a whole lot. It's great. And hey, you can see our beautiful, lovely faces. You can see Austin's approximation of the Alejandro Estrada faces, and my soul leave my body every time Cena, Triple H, and Edge get booked in yet another fucking handicap match. You know, good stuff all around over on the YouTube version. But if you're a fan of the audio-only version, we have you covered there as well. You can check us out on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts, 3 of the best places to find your podcast. Give us a listen there. Download our show so you can listen to us offline. Give us that sweet engagement there if you'd be so kind. Maybe some reviews and some ratings. Maybe some nice 5 stars if you're feeling so inclined. Maybe letting people know these guys are pretty cool and more people should be listening to them. Just a thought. And yeah, be sure to give us a listen on all those platforms wherever you want to find your podcast. You can find us all over the goddamn internet. Of course, we exist somehow past this void that we find ourselves in week after week, and you can find us on a few other places on the interwebs as well. Primarily, of course, is our Twitter account at Noobs and Knockspod. That's at Noobs, letter N, Knockspod on Twitter. Check us out there. We do the whole Twitter thing. We do wrestling memes and discourse. I actually got a decent amount of likes last night for posting a meme about Sean Dean being the ultimate upset machine on Collision. And I felt it's like she got like 6 likes, and I was like, damn, we're doing numbers. So be sure to come give me likes over on the Twitter. No, we engage in mind-melting IWC discourse, all that, supposedly fun stuff over on the hell site that is Twitter. And on top of all of that, we love to do weekly wrestling live tweeting every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on TBS. We are watching and tweeting about AEW Dynamite, talking all that good shit about what's going on in that show. That's me, because I'm shameless AEW mark. On top of all that, when I have the time to, I will tweet about sometimes on Friday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern on TNT, AEW Rampage, and on Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern on TNT, AEW Collision, all that good stuff. I don't always do that, but when I have the time, I will. So always be checking out the podcast, the podcast page, and seeing if we're tweeting up a storm, and come tweet along with us. Just have a good time. We also put up a post every single time we drop a brand new episode, so you guys always know what the hell is going on. And Austin, being the knockout that he is also a man who likes to follow all 3 of the major wrestling promotions in North America and talk about them a little bit. Sometimes he tweets about them, and we love to kind of tell you guys about all the wrestling you could be watching, not just AEW, especially for all you noobs out there. Give you a chance to see sort of what your options are if you're looking to watch some more wrestling, get started, and all that good shit. And it's kind of our chance on the show to talk about what's going on in the modern world of wrestling. So, my friend, what is on the docket coming up?
Sure. So, next big thing upcoming, and we are in a couple episodes, I'll do a much deeper dive.
Oh boy, half-hour plug segment. Let's go.
Yep, April 6th and 7th is WrestleMania XL. WrestleMania 40. If you want to watch WWE every week as we get to them on the road to Mania, if you want to watch Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson cut promos for 45 minutes an episode, then you can do that by watching SmackDown every week, Fridays at 8 on Fox, as well as Monday Night Raw, Mondays at 8 on USA Network. Again, we are going to cover everything happening at WrestleMania weekend.
The collective, baby.
But I would predict that we're 2 episodes away from that. Don't want to cover that till the week of Mania.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably a couple.
So I think we're 1 or 2 episodes away at least. But that is, you can watch WrestleMania Live both nights on Peacock.
Indeed.
Upcoming for TNA that you can watch Thursdays at 8 on Access TV or with a $1 a month YouTube subscription, 8:30 on Thursdays on YouTube. They're upcoming. They do have a streaming service, TNA Plus. However, this is one of their actual pay-per-views they do. They have like 4 or 5 of those a year now.
Yeah.
It is Rebellion on April 20th. Where you can purchase where pay-per-views are sold. Meanwhile, then for AEW, one night later on April 21st is AEW Dynasty.
Oh.
AEW is getting into the role of what if we, between Ring of Honor and AEW, did 12 pay-per-views a year?
It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Ugh.
As someone without D&D obligations, yeah, totally, it's fine. I'm good.
Fuck off.
They can do whatever they want. Personally.
Fuck off. Anyway.
But yeah, AEW Dynasty, again, I don't want to do full deep dives on anything until, it gets closer to the show and there's a decently full card to cover. But that is coming up on April 21st live on pay-per-view.
Hell yeah. Be sure to check all of that out. It's a great time. And again, if you enjoy listening to our podcast, you'll enjoy us rambling about all this stuff as it happens over on the Twitter. So come join us at Noobs and Knox Pod. Of course, if you want to get in more direct and long form contact with us, you can do so at our email address, noobsandknockoutspod@gmail.com. That's noobs, the word, and knockoutspod@gmail.com. Come talk to us. Tell us what you think about the show. Request things you want to see us cover on the show. Have discourse with us about how great or dumb our hot takes are. Either way, just come say hi. We love people saying hi. We would love to say hi back. noobsandknockoutspod@gmail.com. And of course, finally, if you want to support the show financially, you can do so over on our Patreon. We are also the Noobs and Knockouts Podcast on Patreon. The link for that is in our Twitter. $1 a month, just a single little dollary do, gets you early access to episodes and a shout out at the end of each episode. Shout out, as always, to friends of the show, the Sugar Daddy and El Lucha Dead Money for their support. We love you guys. You guys are the best. Thank you for your support of us. I hope you enjoy your perks. If you want to enjoy your perks along with our friends there, just a single $1 a month supports the show more than you know, and gets you some neat little things. And more people sign up, maybe we add more things to the Patreon. It's a symbiotic cycle that. But yeah. So if you wanna contribute $1 to us every month, you can do so over on the Patreon. Much appreciated. Once again, the link for that is in our Twitter.
See y'all next time.
Hasta luego.